Alright, we have a problem. This is a Little Tykes wagon, and it's got to be 15 to 20 years old. We had it at the zoo the other day and lost a wheel. So I'm going to try to fix this because a new wagon is about 60 bucks, and I don't think this is worth throwing away yet. It wasn't hard to take this thing apart, but as you can see, it's really corroded. And this hole is enlarged because this was supposed to be on the outside of it. And so that's going to be the problem. And I think I have a solution. Thanks to Ace, the friendly hardware place, I was able to find these brass bushings and a brass washer. That brass washer is going to fit right there, and this bushing is going to fit right inside there, and that will fit in there. Now I don't want that to rub against that, and as you can see it's really tight. So I think the first thing I'm going to need to do is clean this up. But then I'm also going to put another smaller brass bushing on the outside. They were also able to give me, for 23 cents, a new cap to go on this. So I'm going to go over to my drill press and clean this. Alright, I have a wire brush chucked up here in my drill press. You certainly don't need a drill press to do this. You could just do this with a plain wire brush. This is going to make things go a little bit faster, I hope. Here's the bushing. And it's still just too tight. So this is going to require a little more work than I hoped. I have this 220 grit mop head chucked up here, and hopefully that'll polish it up a little bit more. There's a couple little spots here it's catching on, so I'm just going to take a file. The sandpaper is doing a great job of polishing it, but these rough spots are not going to get polished out by 220. So I'm just going to take a file and take off those high spots. Alright, I'm a little concerned about the dirt here. My plan is to use some JD Weld and get that bushing locked in there. So I'm going to clean this up with a wire brush. And probably a little bit cleaner than that. Alright, I'm concerned about some alignment problems. So I've got this 3/8 inch drill bit. You could use a dowel rod or anything. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here so that I can avoid some of those problems. I'm just going to put a paper clip on there to hold that, and you can see that it's pretty loose in there, and I think I'm justified in worrying about that alignment. Now I can go ahead and slip this other side in there and know that that's going to be lined up. Looking at the other wheel, I can tell that it's not perfectly straight up and down, but that's fine as long as when I put that new wheel in there, and I've got it polished up pretty good, and it does fit on both bushings now. I want to make sure that when I put that in there, it's going to be able to line up with the other one. Alright, I'm ready to put some JB Weld on this. If you're not familiar with it, you should be. It's great stuff. Alright, my JB Weld here. This is the base. It's not going to take a lot, just put out a little bit. And then an equal amount of the hardener, very clearly marked hardener. And about the same amount. And then we're going to mix this up. It should turn to a nice gray without any streaks when it's mixed up. You have some working time with this. It's not like a CA glue where you've only got a few seconds, or a hardener like that, or epoxy. It's got a few more, or a 5-minute epoxy. It's got a little bit more time than that. All right, I'm going to scoop that up on my stick, and then I'm going to very carefully transfer it to this brass washer. And this will get everywhere. See if I can get my little finger in there. Transfer it all around. Yeah. Got it. Now I'm going to put some on the plastic itself. Looks like I've just got enough. I'm going to seat that on there then. Now, I like that a lot. It's not in alignment. So what I want to do next is carefully cover this brass piece, because I don't necessarily want to glue it down. I'll put some Vaseline on it. And I'm going to put some Vaseline in the center, because I certainly don't want to be drilling this out. So I'm going to put quite a bit of Vaseline down that center hole. It will just work as lubricant later. Got that covered up pretty well. And now I'm going to carefully put that down through the hole. Drive it home. So I've got the bushing in there. I like that alignment pretty good. I don't have a better way to clamp this. I'm going to, first of all, put some Vaseline on this nut so it doesn't stick to anything. I'm going to put a fender washer on top of that. And on top of that, I'm going to put a 1 1/4 pound weight, not that has any significance, and then a 10-pound weight right on top of that. Balance it out there. Make sure my alignment's still good. I like that. And that's all we're going to do for the day. It's going to take 24 hours to set up, and we'll work on the other side tomorrow.